The water chamber. She tried to ignore the shiver it sent down her spine. Houdini was big money in the antique magic business, which was why she'd purchased the item, among a number of other things. Normally, she listened to her gut and steered clear of anything involving water tricks, but she hadn't been able to resist the lure of a big score. I bought it on an auction site. I didn't steal anything, she said carefully. Who did you buy it from? He asked. Elite Magic in London. I'm pretty sure they didn't steal it from you either, she said. He gave nothing away. She could tell he was very practiced at only showing her what he wanted her to see. And as much as she hated to admit it, she sort of admired that ability. She was an open book. Anyone could tell what she was feeling. At one time, she'd known how to simply smile and conceal her thoughts, but that girl had died on a hot July day. All I know is my cabinet is missing, and you have one for sale. It sounds like more than a coincidence to me. Sounds like you're grasping at straws, she said. Seriously, if you're not buying anything, I'm going to have to ask you to leave. Would you at least let me look at the cabinet when it comes in? He asked. I'll make it worth your while. How? She asked, because she still wasn't sure if he was shady or not. She'd never really liked men who gave nothing away. They reminded her too strongly of her father. Money, he said. Name your price. He snapped his fingers, and a business card appeared in them. He handed it to her. Impressive. A magician. She should have guessed it from his look, but she'd been away from that world for ages. The people who frequented her shop were hobbyists and amateurs. This guy was the real deal, and she hadn't encountered someone like him in a very long time. But she'd known a lot of magicians in her day, and it took more than a trick to wow her. Still, she had to admit, when she glanced down at the blank card and the name that only appeared when she shifted her wrist, she was a tiny bit fascinated. Nicholas Pine. The illusionist? She asked. Molly had been trying to get tickets to take her 8-year-old son Stetson to Nicholas Pine's new show since it had been announced, but every show for the first 7 months was already sold out. Master illusionist, actually. Price is no object. Just tell me how much you want. He said. There was an arrogance about him that made her want to take him down a peg or two. But was that him, or because of her own history with magic? She didn't want to examine that, preferring to shove her memories deep down and lock them away in a box she never opened. But he did have something she wanted. Molly and Stetson were the closest thing she had to family, and rarely did she have a chance to give them something they both wanted. How about you give me a couple of tickets to your show in exchange for a look at the cabinet when it arrives? She suggested. And if you want to buy it, I'll make you a fair deal. Tickets? He asked. Why? It's clear you're not a fan. How do you figure? You thought I was a stalker, he reminded her. Being famous doesn't mean you can't be a cray-cray, she said with a wink. True. So, tickets for you and a guest? He asked. No, tickets for Molly and Stetson Saunders. If you come to my show, I promise you'll enjoy it, he said. She doubted that, very strongly. The only thing seeing his show would do was make her face her deepest and darkest nightmares. And even for a hottie like Nicholas Pine, she wasn't willing to do that. I don't want to be greedy, but there aren't any tickets available any time in the foreseeable future except through scalpers, Zelda said. I'll call you when the cabinet gets here. You are an interesting woman. What's your name? He asked. Can't read minds? She quipped, then grinned at him. Zelda Quincy. Pleased to meet you, he said, holding out his hand.